All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to his younger brothers, and peace and blessing, salutation to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And what I want to get into this morning, pretty much dealing with how, the majority of our people are choosing Satan. All right. The majority of the tribes, all right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, whom are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, are choosing Satan above Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. And it's showing, all right, through their action, you know. You see, this thing is all about, a mindset and a belief system. And the way that our people are moving, they're moving in a belief system that wants to keep this place going. All right? And our people is the only people on earth that want to forward the kingdom of their oppressors. When you look at the history, all right, of our people and our enemy Esau Edom, all right, the so-called white man, when you look at the history, this man has done atrocity after atrocity after atrocity. And even today, it's more systematic now. All right. It's more systematic now. Um, with how he's moving, how he, puts certain grocery stores where Jake stayed, the education, the water system he tampers with, where Jake is at, the whole, financial system, that keeps Jake in a rat race, the culture that he has given our people, that he markets and, feeds our people, you know, all these different things. But at the end of the day, all right, the track record of Esau Edom has showed that he's always been against us, you know, and has our worst intentions in mind. But for some reason, you have the majority of our people that you can't peel off Esau, man. You know, and this is when you look at it. I did a lesson earlier this morning, dealing with the Northern Kingdom, because now there's footage of Northern Kingdom, you know, taking their children to go get the juice, man. And I had did a lesson a couple of days ago about Jake, from little you had a little young Jake from the Southern Kingdom. He was going to get the juice, you know, and it just made me think of the Northern and Southern Kingdom, the whole tribes. All right, they're choosing Satan, man. And the brother left a comment on the video this morning. He says, "Where, all right, are the Edomite children, lining up to go get this thing? All right, that's because, all right, Uncle E not taking his kids up there. All right, he ain't going, and kids for damn sure ain't going. All right, it's gonna be bloodshed behind, all right, these upcoming mandates. You can believe the things that's coming down the pipe. It's finna be bloodshed, man. But you have, all right, Jake, simple as hell, all right, offering themselves and their children to the slaughter, man. And that's why when you read Isaiah 42, and I started I started at 17. It says, "They shall be turned back, they shall be greatly ashamed that trust in graven images." It says that they, all right, it said they say to the molten images, "Ye are our gods." And see, this is how majority of our people look at Esau Edom as their God. All right, that's why they're so obedient. Even with this whole mask mandate, I never seen Jake disobedient in my life. I never seen Jake be so obedient in my life, man. All right, I'm talking about all Jakes, corporate Jakes, street niggas, sports niggas. Everybody is obedient to these different mandates, man. And the nigga woman, forget about it. You see, me and my woman we was on a rooftop bar some months ago in Alabama, and you had these Edomites in there chilling, drinking. All right, then you have a pack of Eve coming there. Eve coming there single as hell. All right, Eve coming there masked up, man. looking crazy as hell, man. Why, man? Because they look at this man as a god, man. They worship this society. They worship his technology, man. You know? And this technology is leading to what? Satanism. Esau was showing you. I got another lesson I want to do. But there's a movie out, in London where they saying, I think it's London. It's one of them, I think it's a country over there in the EU. I have to make sure. But what they're showing is that you have people fainting in the movie, man. It's supposed to be like some horror film with all type of madness in it, but people faint, man. Esau Edom is showing you what he's about, man. He's a Satanist, and our people are following this man to his destruction, man. That's why they're going to partake in their great destruction, man. You know? So, reading on, it says, this verse 18, it says, hear ye deaf and look ye blind, that ye may see. All right? It says, who is blind but my servant, or deaf is my messenger that I sent? Yeah, because the whole nation of Israel, were made to be servants to Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai. The men, directly serving the Lord, and then you have the women serving those men, all right, whom are serving the Lord, which will make the whole nation servants of Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai. But the Most High is asking, who is deaf, all right, as my servant, all right? To put it in layman terms, he's saying, who is dumb as you niggas, man? When you look at Esau's track record, how he moved towards you, and you trust this man with your life and the life of your children, man. Who is dumb as you, man? And there's nothing more oblivious on earth than the nigga right now, man. And the nigga woman. They have no clue on what's going on. They don't know how nothing works. They don't know what a food supply chain is. All right? They don't know nothing about an antibody. They don't know nothing about the earth. They don't know how money works. You see? They don't know how nothing works, man. They just here enjoying TikTok and the game. Meanwhile, Esau Edom, all right, is gearing up to wreak havoc on niggas, man. And it starts with him getting inside you, man. That's just the beginning. It says, who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servants, seeing many things, but thou observest not, opening the ears, but he heareth not. You see? So Jake is seeing, he's here, our people are here seeing and hearing all this information that's going out, because the same information that these Edomites, have, been tuned into this last year and a half, they got them so, anti-government. Jake has been privy to the same information. All right? There's word going out that constantly exposing this man and what he's up to. All right? Jake is privy to all this. They can see and hear all this, man, but they understand not. They don't perceive it, man. What the scripture say, wisdom is too high for a fool. I think this in Proverbs. If a brother want to post it. You see? But our people have no awareness in these times, and they're wandering after Satan, man. You see? They're openly choosing Satan. That's even when you go into, I believe that's Jeremiah. The Most High he puts animals, over Jake, man. All right? How about Shema Shai? All right? He puts the wisdom, he puts, the common sense of an animal over our people, man. I get that in Isaiah, then I think it's one in Jeremiah. This is Isaiah 1 and 3. It said, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel, my people, doth not know, my people doth not consider. So these are stubborn, animals. All right. It's considered to have low IQ. All right, they're not extremely smart. But even they know their master's crib, which they know, all right, who they belong to. You see, they have that awareness. You see? But when it comes to Jake has no awareness of who they are. The average Jake don't care about being part of the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They don't care about being descendants of the house of David, the era of Solomon, all the great men in the scriptures. They don't care about that. You know, they haven't a clue. You see, a nigga just here. I'm just looking, I just be observing. Niggas are just here. The nigga woman is just here. And that's why so many of them is finna be ran through. All right, they're not needed. You know, and their whole agenda, all right, in the earth is pretty much, do as thou wilt. That's pretty much the mantra amongst our people is do what thou wilt, man. Which that's a satanic mantra. All right, but Jake fully embodies that mindset of do all right what thou wilt, man. You know. So even animals, the Most High puts animals on a higher frequency, than Jake, man. Jake has been dumbed down so much. um, yep, this is the book of Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 7. It said, yeah, the stork in heaven know of her appointed times, and the turtle and the crane and the swallow observe the time of their coming. But my people know of not the judgment of the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shai. So even animals know, all right, bad weather is coming, it's time to migrate. All right. Or even animals know, all right, that they have enemies. Even when you see an antelope drinking at the water, he's drinking, but he's being circumspect. He's at the water hole drinking, but he's being circumspect because he understands he's a prey. These different predators, the predator and prey dynamic in the wild. All right, these animals are aware that they have prey. Even to the point where you can be an animal that's a predator. Let's say like a leopard. All right, it's a predator to most animals, but it know, all right, if there's a pride of lion that wants to take what is killed, it got to fall back. The leopard know it can't do nothing with no lion. You see, they have awareness. They know their capability. They have awareness. But then you got a nigga in the earth don't have a clue. And then even from their perspective, you got the black country community talking about we're gonna take Esau down without the Bible. They got some guns, some SKs, or whatever. No, you don't have that capability to deal with this man. Like I say, even a leopard about he'll wave the white flag and just move on if a pride of lions want to come take what he killed. All right, but then you gonna have niggas talking about, yeah, we can take them. All right, no awareness, man. This is a horrible time to be around niggas or be caught up in that darkness, man. But the Most High even puts animals on a higher frequency than our people, man, at this time, man. And the way Jake is moving. I had somebody tell me, I told them, hey, people are all right, are checking out, behind this juice. All right. people taking these dirt naps. You see? And they told me, well, you gotta die from something. I said, I was through. When I heard that, I said, yeah, I'm done. Do what you want. All right, do what you feel is needful. You see? God damn. All right, though, this is Ezekiel 20:21. All right, and 21:7. Now 21:8. Ezekiel 21:8 says, again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. All right. It is furbished that it may glitter. All right. Should we then make mirth? You see? So while the enemy is preparing all these different snares, and because Esau is preparing for a slaughter on Jake. You see, Jake is out of tune with, Jake is very out of tune with reality, man. And that's why there's a great reality check coming to the earth, man. You see, there's going to be a great reality check that comes to the earth, man. And Jake is going to catch it the worst because they're the most out of tune with reality, man. You know, every other nation on earth is preparing, all right? Every other nation on earth is preparing, for, something to go down, all right? Even you look military, like all these nations, when the scriptures say about, you know, when the scripture talk about um, uh, in Joel the third chapter, when it says, how the nations are going to turn their pruning hooks into swords. All right. Well, that's those nations having the mind frame to prepare, all right, for war. They know it's about to go down, and they're all right investing in their military. You see, even these domestic Edomites here, they know something going down, and they prepping, carnally, which that's not gonna be to any avail. It might have them. It's gonna have them in a better case than Jake for the most part for a certain period of time. But even that's gonna be through, all right, because the judgment of the Lord gonna walk everybody down, you know. But just the idea that everyone on earth is trying to make some type of preparation for what they see coming, to the best knowledge that they got. But then you got Jake that has no clue whatsoever what's going on, man. And they're choosing Satan. All right. So and they're choosing Murph. A nigga, all niggas want to do is play. You know, that's all niggas want to do is play, man. Nigga, woman, play. Goofy as hell. Like you got women in their 30s, they're in their 40s, and it's like they kids. You got Jakes like the Jakes I work with, and these Jakes that I'm over, it's like I'm babysitting kids, man. I be like, how do you think? You look how Jake move in their life. It's like, how are you thinking, man? What you doing? You see? And these are the mindset of our people going into these times, and it's gonna be a slaughterhouse, man. It's gonna be light work for Esau to do what he's gonna do to our people, man. Jake is ready for the taking, man. You know. Now reading on verse um it said, I read verse 9 again. It says, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus said the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contended the right of my son as every tree. And he, all right, and he have given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give it into the hand of a slave. And Esau Edom is that sword, man. And the Most High is going to play the slayer, all right, and run through Jake with Esau. The reason why the Most High has allowed this man to tap into all this technology because he has a purpose for Esau, man. See, Esau Edom, the way he's built, he's going to weaponize everything. Like all the technology that he has, he's gonna weaponize it, like the Wi-Fi, the they're talking about the 5G towers, his medicine, everything that he has technology, all his technology, he gonna weaponize. That's how he's built. The Most High know how he built this guy. That's why he let him tap into these things because he knows he's gonna weaponize everything he put his hands on. You know, like the air. You gotta think about it, like when they invented the airplane, well, you would think, well, now people can travel, places at a quicker distance. All right? But what does Esau do? He put guns and missiles on them planes, man. You see? You excited about being able to travel and go places quicker. This man is like, we can put some guns and some missiles on this. All right? This is how this man thinks. So the Most High allowed this man, it talks about his sword being furbished. The Most High, has pretty much gave Esau a sharp mind when it comes to this different technology so he can weaponize all these things, man. There's weapons and devices that Esau gonna whip out that people had no clue existed, man. Esau Edom is finna whip out some things that people didn't even know existed. All right? And you sitting there like a nigga sitting there holding an SK, and that's probably the technology where that man can set that SK on fire in your hand. You know? Use the heat, you know, and the metals that it take to make that SK, all right? And it catch on fire in your hand, man. You know, or he can send a frequency through the SK, all right, and overwhelm your body, man. Shut down your organs or something, man. You see, niggas is nowhere near ready. All right, it won't even be all right a fight, man. It's gonna be Esau experimenting with his toys, man. All right, and niggas being slaughtered. You see, and Yahweh Shah spoke of it. All right, finish it. Verse 11, it says, and he have given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. All right, it says, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people, you tribes, man. All right, because you are openly choosing Satan in the time where this word is going out full power, man. Where this word is going out constantly. Understanding coming out constantly. Breakdowns, current events, history. Whatever you can think of, the word is touching everything, man. You know? But the majority of our people are openly choosing Satan. So that sword is being furbished and furbished, man. While you laughing and showing your teeth, you know? Doing some goddamn TikTok challenge. All right, some silly shit. And that's another thing. Like, there's no difference between children and adults. All right, you got a 5-year-old with a TikTok challenge, her mother doing a TikTok challenge, and her mother doing a TikTok challenge. It ain't no separation anymore. I remember back in the day, it was a big separation between adults and kids, man. That separation is gone. All right, this is some goofy ass adults that we got on Earth, man. Especially the tribes. You know, I know some of you brothers and sisters remember, like when grandma and them was talking, or granddad and them, you couldn't come in their room, all right? Or you try to sit down, you get your head toe out the frame. You see, you couldn't be around them. All right, they had this a specific area for kids where kids was at. All right, you couldn't discuss what your auntie was doing, you know, to your mama. No, you couldn't discuss nothing about grown folk business. And I always remember the worst whooping I got in my life, and I never forget, is when I called a grown man a lie. You know, when I called a grown man a lie, boy, my mama beat me through the earth. You know, and it wasn't even the point that I called him it wasn't even the point, the scenario, you know, of him being in the wrong, is that I told him he was a lie, man. You know, I was out of place. But see, now there's no difference between grown folks and adults and children, man. It's all the same. They listen to the same music. They wear the same clothes. All right? You know? It's no difference. So this is the society, you know, especially dealing with Jake. This is the mind frame that's going into Jacob's trouble, man. The worst time ever, man. You see? This is Ezekiel 21, all right, and 12 again. It says, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon the thigh. So it's the Most High about to terrorize Jake through Esau, man. And it's going to be way, way worse than anything that we can fathom, you know. It's going to be way worse, you know, because the Most High, he's going to make a statement, you know. He finna show Jake, man. Because like I say, like that whooping I got, like I still remember it to this day. I remember the room we was in. I remember the town, the apartments, you know. We stayed in everything, man. You see? My mom made a statement that day. All right? So the Most High, what he's finna do to Jake, he's finna make a statement. You see, he finna go overboard with the judgment. You know, he finna turn Esau all the way up. You know, he finna turn that dial, that hatred that Esau has for Jake. Most High finna turn that dial all the way up. He finna break the knob. All right, and he gonna take the brakes off. You see, you ain't gonna be able to shut it down until he shut it down, man. You see. Now, when you go to the book of Luke, I'm gonna get there. Luke 19. When you go to Luke chapter 19, all right. This is Luke 19 and 41. It says, and when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over. And this is Yahushua, saying, if thou hadst known, even thou, at least in this day, all right, the things which belong unto to thy peace, but now they are hid from thee. So Yahushua knew what was coming to Jacob during 70 AD. You know, he knew how the Romans gonna get down. That was horrific, man. You had Jake starving to death, cannibalism, all right, and Jake that tried to escape the siege and they get caught by the Romans, they would get crucified, all right, and they was led by the Zealots, the Sakari, those Zealots, you know, they was led by them, and it was to the point that Jerusalem had, you know, food supply to last for a little minute within the siege, but you had the Zealots. Them niggas burnt the food supply to force Jake to fight, man. All right, horrible leadership, and that's another thing. All you Israelites that's following these men because you know, because they got these world-friendly doctrines, you know, and they appease to your flesh, and you know you can still be in the world, you still can be a part street nigga, part Israelite, you know, or you just with them just because they go against, you know, what we teach. Well, you finna be led, you finna go into this thing with horrible leadership, man. You finna go into this thing with horrible leadership, and you gonna be slaughtered by the decisions of your leadership, man. Just like during the time, all right, of Masada, you know, in 70 AD. You know, it was horrible leadership that got millions of people slaughtered. And we finna see it, and we finna see it on repeat. You see? So, reading on, and it says, verse 43 said, for the day shall come upon thee that thy enemy shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee round and keep thee in on every side. And see, it's happening, you know, in a very subtle way, you know, because you're not gonna see troops, you know, on Martin Luther King Avenue, you know, setting up tents and setting up camp. All right. What is this man's doing? First off, he's stopping the food supply. Now, when the food supply really breaks down and ain't nothing coming in, who you think gonna be affected first? Who you think the food gonna stop coming to first, man? What areas of the city you think food gonna stop coming to? All right. And then these are 5G towers. You know, that's why he's so adamant on getting you juiced up. But these 5G towers, who you think the main people is gonna be directed at? All right, who you think is gonna be directed at, man? When when these UN troops get the green light to go slaughter, who you think they coming to, man? You know, because yeah, they gonna have these different militias. They gonna get mowed down too. You see, well, who you think the main marching orders, all right, for them troops gonna be, man? All right. So you Jakes are being surrounded and you have no idea, man. This man is surrounding you with this technology, you know, that you love so much. He's putting something inside of you. All right. He's in he's compassion. All right, Jake roundabout, man. You know? Um it said verse 44, and it says, and they shall lay thee even with the ground. Yeah, it says, and they shall lay thee even with the ground. That happened in 7 AD, and it's gonna happen now. And showing you ain't gonna be a back and forth. All right, Jake just gonna be getting trodden down, mowed down. Ain't gonna be no back and forth. No, Esau's finna lay, all right, Jake down, man. You see, because he's gonna be, all right, Esau's gonna be carrying out the orders from Yahweh Shemal Shai. We're gonna prove it. It says, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee, and they shall not, all right, leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knowest not the time of thy visitation. And why did Jake know not the time of the visitation? Because they are ignoring the prophets. Because the prophets have been walking this thing down, all right, step by step. You see, brothers have been walking these things down step by step. All the news updates, all the in the news and prophecy and news and current events, the World War III algorithm, the World War III updates. You know, brothers have even set up alternative channels where they can speak more freely just to give updates on what this man is doing. So for our people that don't know the time of visitation is because they are ignoring the prophets. You see? And this is nothing new. All right? This is nothing new. Just like when you go to Second Chronicles. All right? You go to the book of Second Chronicles. All right, this is the book of Second Chronicles, chapter 36 and 15. All right, it says, "And the Lord Yahweh Bashim al Shai, power of their fathers, sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion, all right, on his people and on his dwelling place." So the Lord raising up prophets and putting the spirit on men to pretty much dedicate their life to teaching, all right, and warning Israel. That's an act of compassion. You see, that's the Most High extending the hand of mercy, all right, before the judgment comes. But what did Jake do? Let's get it. Verse 16. It said, "But they mocked the messengers of the Most High, and despised his words, and misused his prophets, until the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai rose against his people, till there was no remedy." All right, till there's going to be no remedy, and their wrath rise up, and the wrath of the Lord is rising. All right, he's getting madder by the day at this society, man. So the wrath of the Lord is intensifying. So he raised up the prophets to give the instructions on what our people should do, all right, to fall into his mercies and not into that indignation that's to come. Because when that indignation comes, it's just going to be judgment. Ain't going to be no more talking. This is the talking session. This is the Most High sitting at the negotiation table with Israel saying, look, do this, this, and this, all right, and you're going to receive this. But if you don't do this, you're going to receive this. See, this is the talks now. This is the time of talking now. But see, when the Most High get up from the negotiation table, when he removed the prophets, he just gonna send forth wrath, man. He gonna be through playing with niggas, man. You see? And it said what? Our people misuse the prophets, because the prophets are here for what, man? For understanding. The scripture say he gonna give us pastors after his own heart, that will feed us with knowledge and understanding. So the prophets are here for understanding the intentions of Yahweh Bashim al Shai. This is what the prophets are here to do. Like, you brothers and you few sisters, man, that you ask questions, concerning spiritual things, you're using the prophets, all right, the right way to your benefit towards salvation. You're in tune with what's going on. You're watching, you're learning, you're growing. Well, you're using the prophets to your benefit. You're benefiting from the prophets. But the scriptures talk about how what? Jake misused the prophets. they despise them, they mock them, you know, they make all these jokes, and you have a few comedians make little different memes and skits. You see, they're misusing the prophets, and it's going to be to their condemnation. you know, let's get there real quick. When you go to Zechariah, I want to say it's the 7th chapter. All right, this is on Zechariah 7, and I should get to the point 13. It said, therefore it has come to pass. All right, Zechariah 7 and 13. It said, therefore it has come to pass that as he cried, and they would not hear, so they cried, and I would not hear, said the Lord Yahweh Bashim al-Shah of hosts. Yeah, so when he cried out through his prophets, and our people refused, then when our people cry out, he gonna refuse. You see, you gonna have to roll with Satan all the way out. You're gonna have to rock with Satan all the way out. You're gonna have to rock with Esau all the way out. Because that's who you chosen to be Lord over you. You're openly choosing death. You see? So when the thing that you chose is the thing that's gonna be killing your dumb ass, all right, then you gonna have to roll with it all the way out, because that extension of mercy is gonna be pulled back. You see, like the scriptures say, that extension, that time frame of mercy is gonna be pulled back. So the thing that you chose, all right, when it turns, all right, and starts running through you, then you just have to ride it out. This is 2nd Ezra 7 and 33. It says, and the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and the long suffering shall have an end. Yeah, and that seat of judgment is gonna be on that chariot, man. That's that throne of judgment that's coming to the earth, man. You see? And before that, it's gonna be nothing but judgment going forth in this chaos, man. And it says, but judgment only shall remain, truth shall stand, and faith shall wax strong. Yeah, our faith is going to be wax strong, because the Most High is going to be intervening and delivering us from situations in the time of chaos. And our faith is going to be waxing strong, the believers, man. You see? And the work shall follow. So the works that we're doing now is going to follow. It's going to pay out. Because the scriptures tell us to what? Sow in righteousness so we can reap in mercy. So what we're doing now is sowing in righteousness, so in the time of judgment, we can reap in mercy. So that's going to be the works that we're doing now following us, man. All right? Because even in this society, like the way you work, like we'll work like the week we just work Monday through Friday, just giving an example. You work Monday through Friday, well, you don't reap their labor until the following week. You see? You get that paycheck the following week. What they call it, one in the hole. Well, that's how it is, with what we're doing now. All right? We're working in the time of this grace period. You see? So when the time of chaos comes, all right, we get to reap, from the works that we did when we were able to work. If that makes sense. And it says, verse 35, it says, and the work shall follow, and the reward shall be showed, and the good deeds shall be of force, and the wicked deeds shall bear no rule. You see? So judgment only gonna remain. All right? Only thing that's gonna remain is judgment. It ain't gonna be, nothing to talk about, man. So, I get this. I probably end it here. Get that in loop. This been coming out late. All right, you can see how dumb and stupid, our people are. All right, see why Most High handled Jake the way he handled him, man. You know, this is Luke 6:8. It says, and the Lord commanded the unjust steward because he had done wisely, for the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light, man. All right, Elijah, you're not finna see E. All right, Uncle ain't sending his kids up there, man. You're gonna have a few simpletons, Esau, but for the most part, he's not sending them kids up there, man. You know, I'm finna wild out, man. About these little different mandates as they get more and more draconian, man. All right, and Jake is gonna walk to the slaughter trying to get some damn normalcy, man. You see, so this is where we at, man. Jake is openly, choosing Satan. Jake is wandering after the beast, and they finna lose, man. The mass of Israel finna lose, man. Count them out. They'll just have to get it right. you know, they'll get it right. Through the loins of the elect. The elect is being preserved, all right, to eventually preserve the rest of the nation. But right now, we're just focused on the elect and those that are like-minded. The hopeful elect. All right. So Lord will you brothers, you few sisters were edified once again. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time I say Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Abba, DTA soon.